Hey guys, how are you doing? This is S. Anthony Thomas. This is the S. Anthony Thomas Show. This is episode number 180, and I'm going to call this one warm baths versus parties. Warm baths versus parties. And I'll tell you why. Because one is exciting and explosive, and one you can have anytime you want. It's always there. It's always the same sensation, and sometimes you take it for granted. That's just the way it is. And I talked before about people leaving their spouses or cheating on their spouses because it's not exciting anymore. Oh, I'm bored. Oh, they're not exciting. But the funny thing about it is a lot of times you don't realize that you're taking something really, really good for granted. The party is exciting because it's new, right? You're outside. You're dancing around in the club. There's a lot of music going on. Everybody's drinking. Everybody's laughing and joking and having a great time. But parties are unique and special events. They're events. Like the Super Bowl is an event. Your birthday is an event. That barbecue that you have once a year is an event. It's an event. And yeah, you had a great time. And no, going into your warm bubble bath is not as exciting. But which one's better for you? Having a nice, warm, muscle-relaxing bath, or drinking and dancing around at the club until 3 o'clock in the morning? Bad things can happen to you at the club. Not maybe on one specific occasion, but how many of us know someone that kept partying all the time? And what happens when you party all the time? You're constantly drinking. You're constantly exposed to dangers of the world. You're constantly exposed to somebody who could possibly be dropping something in your drink. You're out there all the time. You may even have had more to drink than you think, and you get behind the wheel of a car, and you may have an accident. There may be a bar fight. You may run into somebody and you shouldn't be around, and you wind up getting in trouble because you're around that person. What are the perils of being in your bubble bath? You forget to make a phone call because you didn't get out fast enough. Maybe your skin's a little pruny because you stayed in too long. Okay, you gotta scrub the bathtub afterwards. Those are the dangers. Those are the things we got to worry about. Those are the problems. Relationships are just like that. That person is not exciting will jump in front of a bullet for you. That person is not exciting comes home to you every day. That person is not exciting made kids with you, and they were exciting when you met them. But just like that warm bubble bath, because you can have them all the time, and because they're always around, and because you've experienced them a whole bunch of times, they don't seem exciting anymore. But don't be fooled, because the parties won't be exciting if you do them every night. Go to somebody who's a party planner. Ask them how exciting parties are to them. Go to someone who works behind the bar or who's a DJ. Ask them how exciting parties are to them. They're not exciting to them at all because they're at parties all the time. Right? If you really think about it logically. People get confused because you have that new chemical in your mind when you're going out with a new person. It's a new chemical. It's exciting, but it's fleeting. It goes away after a while. How many times have you seen people who are in show business or entertaining in some way, or entertainers or some kind of celebrity or athlete or something like that, gorgeous face, perfect body, and all of that kind of crap, and guess what happens? Their spouse still tells them, go take out the trash, right? They're not exciting to them. They were a party in the beginning because look at them. They look great, but you get used to whatever you have. Whatever you have, you get used to it no matter how amazing it is. Think about the Elon Musks of the world and the Jeff Bezoses of the world and the Bill Gates of the world and the Warren Buffetts of the world. Those people have so much money they literally couldn't spend it even if they tried to. And what a lot of these guys do, not Warren Buffett, what a lot of these guys do when they have money like that, all of a sudden they got to go jumping off cliffs, right? They got to build airplanes and then fly them, experimental airplanes. They got to go into space. What are they looking for? They're looking for that excitement. They got to get it on with a whole bunch of different women that they don't really care about, but because they look good and other guys can't get near them, I got to jump on top of as many of these women as possible because I want to prove I'm the best. It's exciting. But even that becomes boring after a while. If you're the kind of person who's so successful, so powerful that you literally can have any other person that you want for the most part as in the romantic partner, does it really matter how attractive the man or woman is? when you know you can have them anytime you want to, and you can discard them if you want to and just replace them with someone else. You see these celebrities that have access to all these incredible, delicious women, and what do? They date them for 6 months, they date them for a year, they break up with them, and they go get the next one. Why? Most guys would kill to have one woman like these rock stars and these movie stars have, and they would worship that woman. Same thing with the guy, with the ladies. They would love to have the guy that rock star lady's with. They would love to have that guy that the Instagram models with, that athlete, that actor, that business person. They would love to have that person, and they would worship the ground that person walked on. But that's because they're from the outside looking in at the party. The practical application during the time when you're together, all of a sudden, once again, not exciting anymore. Sometimes that excitement is a pain in the butt. You know how many people have bought $3 million cars and were so excited about it? And they dumped all their other cars. I'm only going to drive this $3 million car. And they realized, wait a second. When I had my Toyota Camry, I had my tires for 2 years. I got to replace these tires every 6 months, and each tire costs $1,500. What the heck? And the oil costs what? $5,000 for oil? What? Hey, I got a rock chip in the front of the car. You got to take the whole front panel off. It's going to cost $80,000. What the heck? It was exciting until all of a sudden you had to drive it every day. And then instead of being a $6 million car, you rich guy, it's just your car. And now it's like, who cares? And you got 5 of them. Who cares now? They're just cars to you. We have to learn to respect the bubble bath. The bubble bath is a good thing. It feels good to come home to somebody who understands you, because the exciting person, the person that you're sneaking off to the hotel room with, the party, they don't know what your breath smells like in the morning, because you ain't never there in the morning. They don't know about your traumatic childhood. They don't know about the problems you had in high school and college. They don't know about what you like on your eggs in the morning. They don't know anything about that. They just know, get clothes off, jump on top. That feels great. That was fun. Gotta go. That's all they know. I remember a friend of mine, not a close friend, but a friend, like a friend of a friend, an acquaintance. You have an inner circle of friends that you see all the time, and you have another one circle out is somebody you see a few times a week, and then another circle out is somebody you see a couple times a month. He was in the couple times a month category. We knew each other. We hung out every once in a while, but I knew his life, and I knew his family, and I knew him. And he was working in an office because he wasn't part of the comedy community. And I won't be more specific than that. Right? He was working there. And he had a wonderful wife. His wife was a cutie patootie. She was a sweet woman. She was a good looking, really nice, sweet woman. Smart, great, loved him. But a word lady started working in the office. And you ever see somebody that's so good looking, when you see them in the regular world, you're looking at them like, what are you doing here? You know what I'm saying? It's like if you see regular beautiful women, and then there's like, the same thing with dudes, like some dude who's so good looking, you're looking at this guy like, shouldn't you be shooting a movie somewhere or something, or singing on the stage, or doing some modeling or something? Somebody like that. And she was devastating, because he showed a picture of her, and I'm like, why are you showing pictures of somebody that's not your wife? Is what I was thinking. And I mean, the kind of woman that when you see her, like, you make a sound, like, so let me see this picture. Ooh. You know what I mean? Like, let me see, man, how fine is this woman? I've seen fine women before. Let me see this picture. Oh, one of those. And he had a little power in his particular workplace. And he was a nice looking guy too, by the way. So what happened? Oh, all of a sudden, she starts flirting with him. And at first it was one of those I still got it type situations. He wasn't that much older than her. They weren't different. The age difference wasn't enough where you'd look at him and go, what is he doing with her? They were close enough. And she flirts with him. And at first, like I said, it was one of those I still got it type situations with him. And then she started really flirting with him and making it clear that this just wasn't playful or harmless flirting. She was serious about it. And she was the aggressor. And he saw her and he was like, excuse the way I'm saying this, but this is the way he was thinking, and this is how he described it. He said, man, she was flirting with me at first, and I thought it was just like, no big deal. You flirt. I never touched her, nothing like that. I didn't have anything to do with her employment, so I was cool on that score. But when she made it clear that I could do what I needed to do, I could enjoy some of that. This is his language, not mine. When I knew I could get some of that, when I knew I could get up, I was like, I got to have some of this. I got to know what this is like. Right? So he found a way to get alone with her.